Well, it looks as though we are just about ready to start. Lisa Ben is our referee. Away we go then. Merseyside derby here from Anfield. It's a big one. Been a fair few changes for Liverpool with Matt Beard moving on and Amber Whiteley now the coach. There has been a change in style and formation, as we shall see, and it certainly seems to have suited Liverpool. Everton will be looking for a response after that performance last week against Brighton when they conceded late in the day. Nikita Parris with the winner. Had plenty of chances, Everton, to win that game. Really struggled, though, to cope with the pace and the movement of Nikita Parris. And the brilliant display, too, from Frank Kirby, who was finding some wonderful pockets of space. And you wonder how Everton will cope with Herbinger here. And Olivia Smith and her pace that she often brings. Liverpool looking for the free kick. They won't get the decision. And Everton will bring the ball away. And it's Snewis who scored that controversial penalty at Goodison earlier on this season, who will find Holmgar on the left. Gets the return pass through. Plenty of space here. Gets the shot away. Drags it slightly, though, and puts it wide of target. And there's no trouble for Rachel Laws. First meaningful goal-scoring chance of the game goes Everton's way. Statement of intent, although no trouble here for Liverpool. Now Liverpool finding some rhythm. Here is Hines. Once of Everton, now of Liverpool. The only ever present in the Liverpool starting 11, played 20 of 20 in the league. Now Kerry Hollands. Making sure that the bounce was judged was what was needed there. It was cleared away. That's a late challenge, though, on Kerry Holland by Van Havermaet. And it will be a Liverpool free kick. And it's a Liverpool free kick in a very good area. Possibly a bit too far away for a Herbinger effort on goal. But look at the number of red shirts that have made their way forward here to the edge of the penalty area. There are plenty of them. First test here for the Everton defence, as Herbinger sends in. And Bonner met the header, but the best she could do was nod that one away and out for a goal kick. Well, the win at Goodison earlier on this season for Everton was something of a turning point for them. Had those two big wins before Christmas that really carried them away from trouble. There was a long period of time when Everton were considered as relegation candidates, but they are now 11 points clear of Crystal Palace at the bottom. Had a flurry of new signings as well over the Christmas and January period, and they've really made a difference. It will be interesting to see what happens with the takeover from the Freaking Group of Everton, how that impacts the team next season. But Everton should have pretty fond memories of that matchup against Liverpool and how that really did affect the season. Fair to say, up until that point, Brian Sorensen looked a fairly stressed figure. Rachel Laws not taking any risks, gets the clearance away, and Liverpool looking to build an attack, smashed away by Stenevec. Good pressure by Sophie Roman Haag and also by Kerry Hollands, but Everton, well, they are so happy to have the ball in these kind of areas. Patient build-up as ever under Brian Sorensen. And Wheeler, the captain, is there to intercept eventually. And it's nicely engineered by Everton, who are on their travels. Third start in a row at right back for Karen Holmgart. Runs into Taylor Hines on this occasion. But after such a long time out of the team, 10 months away with injury, superb for Everton to have her back. Fisk with a clearance, and it's sent on its way by Nagano. And the other Holmgart, Sarah Holmgart, on the other side, smashing forward. One to chase here for Jenna Clark. Has been speaking about the hot week on Merseyside. The weather's certainly been there. Has said the intensity levels in training, well, they've not dropped, but what has gone up is her need for factor 50. Very sensible. Interception by Katja Snuis. She sends it wide. The cut back towards her is good, and what a chance, and what a goal. And it's Katja Snuis again against Liverpool, just as it was earlier on in the season. And it's Everton who lead at Anfield. Liverpool 0, Everton 1. What a start. What a poor pass though here. Snuis almost couldn't believe her luck. Found by Gaga with the return ball, and she just slotted it into the corner. Did it perfectly. Well, Katja Snuis not making many friends here amongst the Liverpool fans. Scored that controversial penalty at Goodison earlier on this season, and it's her again, making her mark, and Everton lead. Now Liverpool will look for an instant response. Holland is the target, but it's good cover work by Holmgart, who manages to get there ahead of the Welsh international. She's made a good block though. Well, very nearly worked out for Liverpool inside the area. Well, it's just the start that we were hoping for in this game. From a neutral perspective, there is life and plenty of it in this Merseyside derby. And we have the quick goal that sets the tone. Of course, have this wonderful record, Everton, against Liverpool, unbeaten since 2019 in the league. And what a start. Cargo with the muscle, driving forward to cause a few more problems here for the Liverpool defence. Now this time a good challenge to stop Holmgart in her tracks. And Gago is in an offside position, the flag was up. And it will be a Liverpool free kick. Well, there have been some good results for Liverpool since the arrival of Amber Whiteley taking over from Matt Beard. In particular, that win here over Manchester United, wins over Crystal Palace, And Brighton in the Barclays Women's Super League had that quarter-final win in the FA Cup as well against Arsenal that was pretty impressive. Not the best of starts though so far here. Fisk with a pass out towards Jenna Clark, and she's happy to come back in again. And Everton are happy for Liverpool to bring the ball forward. Hongar looks for an option and finds one, and Everton can get the ball away. Van Havermaet on her travels. Up to Snewis, the goal scorer, now looking to turn provider. Gargo is away. Was she pushed off of the ball unfairly? Big Everton shout for a penalty, and the referee says that Jenna Clark's challenge was a fair one and it won't be a spot kick. Well, that was certainly another big flashpoint in the game. And given the penalty that was given earlier on in the season in this fixture, Liverpool fans must have been thinking, what's about to happen now? Here is Hines. She goes around the corner. Holland so full of running. Nagano, who gave away that penalty, Goodison earlier on in the season, is the one to shift the ball on, and Bonner is there now. And Everton just wait, they set the trap, they win the ball back, they're so effective at doing that. Liverpool in a hurry. Herbinger is well challenged though. And Van Avermaet trying to keep things tidy, has lost the ball to Taylor Hines. And now here is Herbinger looking for space. It's all very neat and tidy from Liverpool. Struggling though to create the goal-scoring opportunities, but they will wait patiently for the spaces to open up as Hines has a look down the left. Now there is some room for Nagano, who will lift one in towards Sophie Roman-Hart, whose header this time is straight into the arms of Courtney Brosnan. Well, she scored 2 last week against Tottenham, was excellent in that game. Not to be on this occasion. They have only scored 22 in 20 games in the league this season, Liverpool. And if they are going to go on and catch those nearer to the top end of the table, where you look at Chelsea and Arsenal on 53 and 54, and that is the standard. Liverpool a long way from that over the course of the season, although it has to be said that Sophie Roman-Hart has really struggled with injury. Kelly Gargo trying to control. Unable to do that. Gets the start today ahead of Tony Payne, who is on the bench. 2 very different types of players. Gargo's made an impact here, laying on the pass for the goal. Scored by Katia Snewis. It was a brilliant strike from her. Off goes Fisk. Again, Liverpool trying to work through this middle area. Really haven't seen too much of Olivia Smith so far in the game. Bonner Tries the direct ball, and the flick on was nearly good. And the challenge had to be, because Sophie Roman Haag was waiting to get there. It's a fabulous sliding challenge from Stenevec. Liverpool corner into the front post, not completely dealt with. Sophie Roman Haag can't get there. Maybe Smith can, and it nearly dropped a fist, but it's turned away. And now the break is on, being led here by Ollison. Now Liverpool get bodies back and can mount an attack of their own, and it's Smith again, weaving her way forward, unleashing and sending one over the bar. Well, she scored 2 against Manchester United here at Anfield earlier on in the season. Was on the score sheet too on this pitch against Manchester City in the early part of the campaign. Not to be this time. Not too far away though. Well, there have just been a couple of moments where Liverpool have won the ball back in these kind of areas, created chances, put the pressure on, and that will give them the confidence that they can fight back here and find the equaliser. Had to do a bit of fighting last week in the game against Tottenham. Law's clearance. Neat and tidy from Liverpool. Get themselves up into a good position here. Holland is chasing. She won't get there. And Holmgar does her work in preventing any crosses into the penalty area and getting rid. Liverpool not hanging around. And again, the free kick is taken quickly here. Hines has seen the room. Nagano making a late run, and that was well spotted. Well, last season's Merseyside derby at Anfield was also a 1-0 win for Everton. And that is the scoreline here at the start of the game. Clark comes away with the ball here. Probably won't need her factor 50 today, not on that side of the pitch anyway. Under the shade. Under the shade she throws away to Fisk and now Bonner. Well, we hit the first marker in the game, 20-minute mark. And Everton combined really nicely for the goal. Liverpool have responded well. Certainly you would imagine Brian Sorensen is the more happy of the two coaches. Bonner joins the attack. It's all a bit stagnant from Liverpool. Lots of passes into feet with backs to goal. Nice combination. And now Liverpool have a chance. And Stenevec is across to get there before Holland can cause any kind of damage. Bonner opens up the angle for the pass. And Herbinger has a run out to the right. Clark is pretty far forward. Nicely done from Liverpool, and there's the ball sent in the direction of Holland and turned away by Stenevec. Well, Liverpool are seeing plenty of the ball. 66% of it, in fact. But still it's Everton who are leading. Just the one shot on target, though, for all of Liverpool's possession. That might be about to change as Hines goes roaming. And has continued her run. And this looks very good indeed as far as Liverpool are concerned. Turned away just in time by the Everton defence. Not too long before it's back with the red shirts of Liverpool. And Stenevec is happy to bring the game back to a walking pace. Ollison's touch is heavy. Holland is in there and all of a sudden is away. Kerry Holland cuts away and delivers in, and it's a really good hold by Courtney Brosnan. Bit of wizardry from the Welsh international here. Away from Fernandez, couldn't find a way beyond Brosnan though. Well, Kerry Holland on this left-hand side, not necessarily a natural winger, being asked to play a role within the system. And there are perhaps those on the bench who are better suited to that role. I'm sure we will see them as the game progresses. Belgium international Van Avermaet with a long, hopeful ball. And it goes straight out of play. Well, it's all been going pretty well for Amber Whiteley so far since she arrived at Liverpool. Changes to formation, changes to the setup and the approach. And the players have responded to an increased intensity in training, but so far here, well, Everton are the team who are on top, and blue is the colour. Wheeler checks her run. And Everton will look to open up some space by drawing Liverpool out from their positions. Hongar wrestling away to get onto the ball, but she won't get the better of Clark. And it's a goal kick. Rachel Laws will be the one to take it. Seems to have taken back the #1 spot, Rachel Laws. Being a firm favourite under Amber Whiteley, although that might have something to do with the news that reached us in the last 24 hours, that Tegan Micah will be leaving in the summer. For a long period of the season, Tegan Micah was the #1. Took over from Rachel Laws. I think it will be interesting to see what moves Liverpool do make in the summer. Of course, the men's team going ever so well, and perhaps that will have an impact on the budget and the expenditure that Liverpool will have. And certainly a big club like Liverpool, you would imagine, would be challenging for Champions League spots. They made a big investment, of course, with Olivia Smith in the summer, but then didn't really follow that up with too many more. Hines looking for the give and go. It was all a bit obvious from Liverpool. And Snewis saw what was about to develop, came across and smashed the ball out of play. Bonner into Holland, and Bonner continued her run and couldn't find Hug with a pass where she could cause any trouble. Liverpool will try their luck on the other side. And Smith trying some trickery, can't get around Holmgar, and Holmgar is able to take that one away. Liverpool testing this Everton defence though, and Hines is the latest player here to try her luck. She will get the cross in, only to see it rather easily turned away. Hines with the throw. And Liverpool searching for space. Everton have it pretty well covered so far. Well, they have conceded a free kick here. Hongar a bit too eager to get onto the ball. Just a talking to this time from Lisa Ben, our referee here this afternoon. only Grace Fisk who has remained back here for Liverpool, so really preparing to give this a good go. And that is arrowed into the area, and it was a good chance for Bonner. Couldn't get the connection that she was hoping for, and the best she could do was send it wide of the post. Wonder, had she missed it with Olivia Smith coming in, whether or not she may have been able to do a bit better with it. We'll never know. Well, Everton continue to have plenty of players who certainly would be in the starting 11 here out. Injuries aren't as bad as they were at the start of the season, but there's no Gabaro or Ghali, and no Finnegan, who of course scored the winner in this match last season at Anfield. And the move for next season, I'm sure, will be to look for a bigger squad, and Brian Sorensen has spoken a lot about the best sides in the Barclays Women's Super League and how they often have two in each position. Well, as you're watching the game today, make sure not to miss the link, which is pinned in the comments. And keep yourself up to date with everything going on in the Barclays Women's Super League. And I think it will be a very interesting summer. Plenty of movement after the European Championships, I'm sure. Plenty of movement here for Liverpool. Into position, Sophie Roman, hard trying her luck, never really looked as though she had her balance or the angle set, and she sends it wide of the post, and there is no trouble this time for Courtney Brosnan. Big deflection off of Herbinger, had to take it first time as well, hard. Started the game really well, Everton. Put together some really nice passages and wonderful combinations. That really hasn't been the case over maybe the last 15 minutes or so. Courtney Brosnan needs some attention here. And while she receives some treatment, let's have a look back on Everton's brilliant start to the game. Just over 6 minutes are gone. Liverpool gave the ball away. And what a move. Snus into Gago. And Snus into the corner. On the mark again against Liverpool. And it's the goal that continues to separate the two teams here with 10 minutes to go until the break. Brian Sorensen deep in conversation with the whole group. And it's fair to say that Everton had a bit of a grip on the game at the start of it. It hasn't been the way over the last 10 or 15 minutes. Liverpool have been by far the better team, although they themselves are struggling to trouble Courtney Brosnan. Still just the one shot on target so far for Amber Whiteley's team. Well, Brosnan is okay. And we are ready to get back underway. Laws flashes one in the direction of Smith. And she's wriggled away here from the attentions of Holmgar, and she has herself a free kick. And she's happy to leave that for Jenna Clark. Holmgar, meanwhile, will get a bit of a talking to here. And I would suggest that is her last chance before she goes into the book. Jenna Clark will take this one. Scored in the League Cup win for Liverpool against Everton earlier on in the season. Doesn't score many, but it was a 4-0 rout for Liverpool. Different stories so far here this afternoon. Bonner has actually been the one starting most of Liverpool's attacking moves. She's trying to do so again here. And Karen Holmgar went sliding in to win the ball. Looked as though the foul could have gone in either direction. It goes Everton's way. Now Jenna Clark. Good pressure by Smith on Holmgar, and she gets the throw-in for Liverpool, which Jenna Clark will come across to take. Herbinger providing the movement. Haven't necessarily seen the kind of season we would have expected from Marie Herbinger this season after such a brilliant campaign last time around. Thought that she would go on to a different level. I think many thought Liverpool would do that. Hasn't quite been the season that many anticipated. And yet, at the same time, still doing pretty well. Sixth, with an opportunity to shoot for fifth. And, well, given the fact that the others up at the top have all gone up a level, spent pretty handsomely as well. Probably at the start of the season would have taken fifth place. Herbinger around the corner, away from Van Albemarle, and this time there will be a card for the challenge on Smith by Sarah Holmgar. Nice, some room here for Hines, who spins and has a goal and nearly finds a way through. Clips the crossbar. Well, that's about as close as you'll come. Taylor Hines nearly makes it 1-1. There was a vital touch there from Courtney Brosnan, who just got fingertips to it. Liverpool corner. Easily blocked by Hayashi, so here we go, take two. Lots forward here for Liverpool. Clark, Haag. Kerr looks as though she could be a target, making her way in towards goalkeeper Brosnan. Liverpool change the angle of attack, and this time Hines sends over the top, and there is no trouble for Courtney Brosnan. Nothing to deal with on this occasion. I'm not really too sure what the benefit there of passing out from the back is. It's the move that Everton make every single time, and if they mix things up slightly, they might be able to get themselves out of their own half. Here is Sophie Roman Haag. She gets the ball into the area. Comfortable interception by Fernandez, and the Barcelona loanee, who's really impressed since arriving, makes the clearance away. 11 starts in 11 games for Fernandez since coming in. Here's Jenna Clark for Liverpool. Has a look. Well, there's the delivery, and well, Brosnan saw that Holland was arriving and decided to come leaping. That's a poor pass. Hongar gets Everton in a spot of bother, and Smith has a good chance. Not what she was hoping for. She sends the shot up into the air. Just dug her foot underneath the ball. Didn't get over the shot. Well, that was a massive let-off for Everton. And when Liverpool did that at the start of the game, gave the ball away in an area like that, the difference was that Everton went on to score, moved the ball up towards Snuis really smartly. Has just been that bit of finesse that has been lacking as far as Liverpool's attacking play is concerned. Well, there's the ball. A minimum of 3 minutes will be added to the end of this first half. Too many blue shirts in there. Everton come away with the ball. Hongar is on the run. Smith has stolen it here. A purposeful run. Haag can't evade the challenge from Stenovec, who's been excellent in this first half. It's Smith again. There's too much on that, and it's an easy catch for Brosnan. An excellent defensive performance so far from Everton in the game. And it's not just the defence working hard, real credit has to go to the Everton midfield, who are creating a barrier in there and not letting anything through at all. Kerry Holland's chance to have one more run at this Everton defence perhaps, but she had two for company. Fernandez came across to offer support to Holmgart. Have defended well in numbers. Nagano came in, couldn't get onto the ball. It's now Gargo who will look for Snewis, and she sends it back. And Gargo is away just before half-time. Has Fisk ahead of her, and so she waits. And that was enough to stop the attack. And Olivia Smith has slipped away. And look at the room for her here. Olivia Smith for Liverpool slips the pass into Haag. Bundled to the ground by Fernandez. Fairly though, says the referee. Well, a bit of drama to end the half. But again, Liverpool failed to make the most of the opportunity to break away. And Liverpool continue to stand behind here. It's Everton who are on top, thanks to the early goal from Katia Snewis. And at the break at Anfield, it's Liverpool 0, Everton 1. Well, Everton gets us started here. Amazing to think they went the first 7 games of the season without a win. And you wonder what could have been had it not been such a slow start. They've looked very difficult to break down more than anything here today. And had that moment of quality in front of goal. Delivered that when it mattered most. Got themselves in trouble here. Olivia Smith for Liverpool saw that corner, almost begging to be hit, but she sent that one wide. Was sailing in the right direction, certainly had the power to beat Courtney Brosnan, but it didn't quite have the accuracy. Well, that would have been an interesting start to the second half. Pressure on again, and again Everton nearly get themselves in trouble, and this time Courtney Brosnan has to come flying out to the rescue. Bravely done by Everton's keeper. And Olivia Smith is denied. Well, Everton might need to wake up here. I'll make sure you click the link that's in the comments as you watch the game. That will keep you up to date with all of the latest info in the Barclays Women's Super League. Well, we haven't really had much of a chance to see the changes that maybe Brian Sorensen may have implemented over half-time and during the break, because so far, well, Liverpool have been the team who have been creating the opportunities, smothering the Everton defence. Amber Whiteley auditioning for the full-time role, you would imagine. And if Liverpool can fight back here, that will do her chances no harm at all. This is a player Liverpool could do with continuing here. She's clearly felt the effects of that challenge from Courtney Brosnan. It was a fair one, and that's good to see, but the hobble from the Liverpool player is not necessarily something Liverpool fans will be hoping to see. Big summer signing, over £200,000 to make her a record buy for Liverpool. And she can deliver those flashes of brilliance, and Liverpool could really do with one of those here. And there is a world where Everton win here as Olivia Smith comes back onto the field to a big round of applause. There is a world where Everton win, and then that would mean that they could well finish above Liverpool if they were to win on the final day, and if Liverpool were to lose against Chelsea. And that would be some turnarounds for Brian Sorensen and Everton Football Club, given that for long periods it really did look as though they were in massive trouble down at the bottom with Crystal Palace. Definitely not that way now. We're in the conversation, though, for relegation for a long period of time. Felt as if nothing was going their way. All changed with that game at Goodison against Liverpool. Here is Holland. Holland for Liverpool sends one in. It's Smith who tries to take it on the volley. While delivering that, really difficult technique. Watched it over the shoulder, but then catching it sweetly, that is a real trick. And Smith could only put it wide. Does still seem to be Olivia Smith testing out her feet and her ankle ever so slightly after that collision with Courtney Brosnan. Big up and under, and Sophie Roman-Haag is the target. She won't get there, and neither will Herbinger. Ola Sundee finding the goal scorer, Katia Snuis. One of those who is on the field who could well prove to be a big name in the summer when the Euros roll around. Olivia Smith at pace is on the run, and she beat one, couldn't get beyond Stenevec, timed that challenge perfectly. And if she keeps on playing at this level, she is a contender for player of the match, Elise Stenevec. Well, the ball rolls away. The numbers have just been confirmed. 15,376 are here today at Anfield. Liverpool have been the better team in the second half. They've had the better chances, haven't given those fans too much to scream about, though, just yet. They will get those chances, though, if Everton keep making those mistakes at the back. Van Avermaet drifts away from the challenge of Clark. And somehow gets beyond Fisk as well and finds Gargo trying to hook back in her direction. And Clark is able to get back. Holmgar forward looking to bring Gargo back into play. Was a push there from Smith, but there was no whistle or flag from the assistant. Hines has some room here. Plays the quick pass. Kerry Holland the target. Hines continues her run. Motors into the area, cuts it back. And it may still drop, and it will for the chance. And it's a wonderful save by Brosnan, who is there to deny Herbinger the equalising goal. Well, she's having quite the second half, Courtney Brosnan. This really did look like trouble for the Everton defence, but the Republic of Ireland international was smartly down to make sure that Everton didn't concede. Well, Liverpool in the first half were struggling to get themselves into areas where they could really trouble Courtney Brosnan. Very different story so far in this second half, and they are on the attack again. And look at the room on the left. Ball was sent centrally, and it was a thunderous challenge. Everton have safety, and Fisk goes all the way back to Laws. Nothing more than a bystander so far for this second half, Rachel Laws. Well, Liverpool have some pitch to work with, and that's a brilliant pass from Bonner. Hines into the area. Had Brosnan worried for a moment. She was diving across. I think the intention was to pass into the middle to Sophie Roman-Haag. But it was way too long from Taylor Hines. Just for a moment, though, as Brosnan was backpedaling. She just had a check with the post. Well, it was lovely feet from Elise Stenevec. I'm not too sure the Everton fans would have enjoyed that too much, but Everton got the ball away. Gago on the left-hand side, waiting for a runner to arrive. And then Holmgar wasn't waiting for that pass from Gago. There was a bit of a difference in terms of pace. Herbinger was making the run. The pass came, well, it didn't come at all in the end. Looked as though it was about to come late, so she had to check her run. Nice football from Liverpool, but Hines unable to get to that one. It rolls all the way through. Have made a good run. Pass was just a bit too heavy to find the former Everton fullback, Taylor Hines. Actually back to Brosnan, has been right in the thick of the action in this second half. Big save to deny Herbinger, and a major flashpoint as she came out to get there ahead of Olivia Smith as well. Chase is on here for Fernandez, who slides in to get there ahead of Kerry Holland. Would imagine if Liverpool were to put the pressure on a bit more here, Everton might concede a few more chances. They haven't had quite the finesse that we saw from them in the first half at the back. Well, the game feels as though it requires some changes. Both teams have players on the bench who could mix things up ever so slightly. We've barely seen Katia Snoose at all in this second half, hasn't had the service. Away goes Kerry Holland, that's a good first touch, and the cross is good, and Smith gets to the header, and it's punched away by Brosnan and swept goalwards by Clark. But there was nobody in there waiting, not the cross into the area she was looking for, and Olesen gets that one away. Quick ball up towards Gago, doesn't reach. An injection of life into the game. Bonner gets the give and go. Olivia Smith has wriggled free and she's in! Well, it looked as though she was about to score again at Anfield, but she is denied by the superb Courtney Brosnan, who time and time again has stood up to Liverpool in this second half. Well, if Everton go on to get something from this game, they really do have Courtney Brosnan to thank for what has been a super 15 minutes so far in this second half. Match-winning save after match-winning save from her. Neatly done. Hines runs into Fernandez. Well, they really are being tested at the back in this second half, Everton. Have been a flurry of Everton problems at the back. Courtney Brosnan has saved all of them, though. Well, Liverpool have a free kick. It's another opportunity to test the Everton defence. And again, the only one back is Grace Fisk. That's a good ball in. Van Avermaet towers above everybody and gets the header away. Everton cope with the threat. Tony Payne is about to be introduced here. Well, Kelly Gallagher had a big hand in the early goal with the pass that she slipped back in the direction of Katia Snuis. Tony Payne, who has been starting more recently, is the one who comes on. And what she offers is that ability to run the channels. Might just be just what Everton need here. They need an outlet in attack and somebody prepared to put the pressure on Liverpool at the back. Well, Fernandez gets there ahead of Taylor Hines. Would imagine there will be a clamour from Everton to keep her around next season if it's an opportunity. Developing well, the young Barcelona centre-back. Conceded a corner though here. Big chance this for Liverpool. And the ball comes in low towards Fisk. And Bonner came and got in the way. Liverpool will give things another go. It will drop for the chance, and Holland, well, she had to take it quickly, and she knew that, and she could only drag the effort wide of target. Did sit up pretty nicely here for the volley. Never really looked as though she was sending it in the right direction. Well, she's one of those with a big summer ahead. Wales in their first ever tournament, and she would expect to be there. Couldn't be a tougher group. France, Netherlands and England, all teams who are certainly in with a shout of lifting the trophy. And the ball clips the heels of the Welsh international Kerry Holland. Here is Hines picking up the pieces, back to Holland. Holland shoots! Well, it looked destined for the top corner. Got the ball out from under her feet ever so well, but she couldn't find the target after excellent work by Taylor Hines. Took away the two defenders, gave her the angle for the shot. Big chance. That's a big chance they failed to take. Well, there are 15,000 Liverpool fans in here who are ready to go wild. Haven't been given the chance to do that just yet. Anfield awaits. Liverpool have been on top though in the second half by some distance. Wasn't that way in the first. Good running here by Herbinger. And a good challenge to take the ball off of her toes by Wheeler. Smith with tricky feet. Finds Herbinger, trying to create the angle, but Van Avermaet saw what was coming and she stepped across and won the ball back. And now a chance for an Everton break, perhaps. That was a clever pass by Van Avermaet. Homgaard joining the attack. And she has to go back, all the way back into her own half. Well, Hayashi with the ball was rather aimless in the end. Well, Liverpool are shading just about every metric in this game. They have had more of the ball, more shots, 16-2, more shots on target, and unbelievably, Rachel Laws hasn't had a save to make. One shot on target for Everton. And they took it, and they're on top. Well, Liverpool to make a change now. And Sophie Roman-Haag, who was in the goals last week, been a bit quieter here. And Carpox comes on as her replacement. Well, Carpox certainly is going to prefer the ball into feet and would prefer to make runs in behind given the chance. And so what we may be about to see from Liverpool is a different approach, because Sophie Roman-Haag so good in the air. Here's Tony Payne, the Everton substitute, driving and getting away from Clark and sending in, and Everton have another. They just love it against Liverpool. And what a moment it is for Karen Holmgar. Well, it just opened up here for Tony Payne, brilliantly found in the build-up by Snewis. And she had to pace Tony Payne to get beyond Clark. And it was delivered to the back of the area, and Liverpool just couldn't deal with it on the goal line. And Everton have a second. And the unbeaten run in the league against Liverpool just keeps on going. Well, it looks to be that way anyway. Unless Liverpool can do something pretty dramatic in the final 20 minutes here. They've been the side who have created far more goal-scoring opportunities in the game, especially in the second half. But you have to take your chances when they come. Here is a chance. Herbinger, nicely done. Nice try as well, but it was straight at Brosnan. Lovely skill in the build-up to take away the Everton defence. Sold the dummy, bought some room, and maybe had a bit more time here than she knew. Decided to take it quickly. Needed to hit it right into that corner to cause any kind of trouble. But it's a sign that Liverpool do have fight and heart, and the ability here to trouble Everton and get back into the game. Everton breaking again. Tony Payne has a go, and Rachel Laws anticipates the bounce. Gets that one away. Oh, fabulous turn and pass from Herbinger. Well brought down by Kerry Holland. Hines whips in the ball. It's another chance, well saved by Courtney Brosnan. Well, the bounce on that was really awkward for the Everton goalkeeper, and she just about managed to smuggle it around the post. Superbly done. That was heading in. And the Liverpool fans here looking to raise the noise, doing everything they can to bring their team back to life here. Kerry Holland will go for it. She never really got behind it though. And now the breakaway is on. And Ollison didn't have the speed, not of Hines anyway. Good battling by Smith. And now Clark. Nagano. Hines will hit it. And she will hit it way over the top. Well, there will still be on the final day some really interesting areas of the Barclays Women's Super League. We'll get to that. Here is Carpox, weaving clear of challenges. Now Herbing up, waits for Clark to arrive. She cuts it back, and Smith still has it. Everton a bit too scared to put the challenges in. A loose leg, and all of a sudden you've conceded a penalty. It does look as though the top four race, or rather the race for the Champions League spots in the Barclays Women's Super League, is going to go to the final day. And it looks as though Everton could finish above Liverpool, if it stays like this anyway. Would need to win on the final day. Here is Smith. Oh, no way through, not beyond this stubborn Everton resistance that continues to hold firm. And here comes a triple Everton change. Well, Watson will be the first to replace Hayashi. Allison is also making way, and Virchuki Sari is coming on. And Karen Holmgar for Izzy Hobson is the final change. Well, fresh legs for Everton and a bit of a shake-up in the final 15 minutes here. No room for Herbinger to turn. Smith did well, and Tony Payne also has. Proved to be the effective substitute that Brian Sorensen was hoping for. She set up the second goal, and Holmgar now bursts away on the left-hand side. Happy, even at this stage, to carry the ball into the corner. And it will be a free kick, and it's clever. Holmgar's ball is a testing one, and it hasn't been cleared, certainly not at the first time of asking. Law's eventually onto it. No time to stop and reflect, has to get the ball away quickly. Bit of a mess at the back for Liverpool, could so easily have been a third Everton goal. Carpox won't turn away from the impressive Fernandez. And Smith will try and run her way through Holmgar. Now Herbinger. And Stenevec is there to look after Karpoks. Well, they are in no rush, but Courtney Brosnan is doing the sensible thing and allowing the seconds to roll by. Lovely touch by Tony Payne. Has fists for company. Well, it did look as though she was fouled, and the referee does blow the whistle. And it's a yellow card too for Grace Fisk. Gemma Bonner. Oh, she got the clearance away. In by Holmgart. Well, we are into the final 10 minutes here, and the second goal has really knocked the life out of Liverpool. They were really giving it a good go to find that equaliser before then, but it only takes a goal, and all of a sudden this is a very different game, and Liverpool would be right back into it. Everton fans must be loving this. Smith. Did think about the run, instead goes into the feet of Holland. Well, Smith is sent tumbling here. Holmgart is already on a yellow card. Well, if she gets away with this, she's very lucky, in my opinion. Lisa Ben will have a word. She is moving towards the top pocket. It is a second yellow, and it is a red card. Everton are down to 10 players. And there really can be no argument here. Well, when Matt Beard was with Liverpool, he spoke a lot about the treatment that Smith gets on the right-hand side for Liverpool, and she's time and time again over the course of the season been fouled, and well, it would have been a travesty if that wasn't a second yellow card. Really does make the game very interesting. Liverpool have an extra player. Well, at least they should do, because Olivia Smith continues to receive some treatment here. Liverpool are making sure that they are covered. Man, you would imagine that Enderby would be the one to come on if Olivia Smith had to go. Well, it's Bartel who is up. And also Niamh Fahy. May not be Smith who is the one to be replaced, we shall see. you would imagine you would want somebody with pace and with trickery and with an eye for goal on the field if they are fit enough to continue. Well, the change, the first one in any case, will be an Everton one, and she got the first goal, and from there Everton have never really looked back. Had a big role to play here, Katia Snuis, and she is replaced. And Medson will be the one who comes on for her. Now, finally, we are ready to have this Liverpool free kick to be taken by Herbinger. Brosnan comes a long way, and she gathers up and she continues her brilliant afternoon in goal for Everton Football Club. A very impressive performance from her this afternoon. And she will launch away. 5 minutes for Liverpool to get back into the game, or 5 minutes for Everton to hold on and win again in the Merseyside derby. And here come the Liverpool changes, and Jenna Clark will make way. And here is the retiring Niamh Fahy. Retires at the end of the season. And onto the field for the final 5 here. And Bartel is also on. Well, if these Everton players are to hold on, this will be a fine performance. Liverpool needs something very quickly. Had a few stoppages in this second half. I think there will be a big chunk of additional time. And what we have seen from this Brian Sorensen side is that they're ever so well drilled. They will be with 10 and 11. Good ball in, good header away. Van Avermaet sends it even further on its way. Didn't get it completely cleared though. Fisk trying to get something going. Ran into the feet of Watson. Smith trying to drop the shoulder, and off she goes. Well, she is quick, but Sarri stretched out a leg and whipped the ball away. I don't think there's any suggestion there of a free kick, although may just have caught Smith on the way through. And she might need an ice pack or two tonight. Ball into the area is a good one. It's a very good chance as well. Gemma Bonner made the run and got there first, but she can only plant the header wide. Well, again, Courtney Brosnan is in no rush. And Fernandez sends the ball on its way. Here is Kerr, perhaps the player in the Barclays Women's Super League who causes the most confusion. Sam Kerr. Fairly sure there have been a few people this season who've wondered when they'd missed out on the Australian moving from Chelsea to Liverpool. Different player, of course. Free kick Liverpool here. And another yellow right under the nose of the referee. This time it's Ricky Maidson who gets it. Well, there are a few within this Liverpool setup for whom this would be in range. Haven't been able to find a way beyond Courtney Brosnan so far. May take something spectacular, and scoring from here would certainly fall into that category. Here's the Liverpool free kick sent straight into the wall. There's confirmation of the yellow that led to that free kick. And because of the potential for head problems here, Wheeler will have to be checked over, and should be as well. And this is where you have to ignore what the player is saying, because they just want to get on with things. Minimum of 7 minutes to be added at the end of the game. Did think there would be a fairly chunky amount of injury time. And as is protocol, Wheeler will have to come to the side of the field. You would imagine she would be coming straight back on. Liverpool are back underway. They've worked it really nicely here. It's pretty busy in there. Fist can't find a way through. And now Herbinger, who's won it back. Well, it's all hands on deck for Everton back there. And they do enough. Commitment to the cause, everybody jumping in the way. And no way through for Herbinger. Well, Liverpool have certainly had their chances in this game, especially at the start of the second half. Smith was racing through, denied by Brosnan. She's made a couple of top saves in the game. And she might be about to be called into action again. Smith working her way through. Well, that looked like a really risky challenge from Emma Watson. Smith slipped away from her. And had she gone down, you wonder whether or not that may have been a Liverpool penalty, but it will be a corner, and it will be Herbinger who will take it. And Herbinger can't find a teammate. It does come out to Hines. Well, there was a huge amount of power on that. There was a big deflection at the end, and that could have carried the ball anywhere. In fact, it carries away for another Liverpool corner. Liverpool banging on the door, and Fisk meets the header, but the best that she can do is head it wide. And another 30 seconds or so will roll past, and Everton take another big step towards another win in the Merseyside derby. Smith curling strike would have been a beauty, and it certainly was bending towards that far corner. Would have been a blockbuster of a goal from a very special player, but it just hasn't been her afternoon. That was close though. Two minutes remain. Liverpool charge on. Smith again. Well, what's another bruise to her? Bank holiday Monday could be a painful one for Olivia Smith. Knock after knock. Never given up though. Fahy. On to Bonner. Even in the final few seconds, Liverpool are chasing. Herbinger thought about it, then moved the pass on. And Liverpool trying to walk it in here. And away it goes, and here is Tony Payne. It's really made her mark and left her mark on this game. And here is the energetic Wheeler. Another fine performance from her in that Everton midfield. Referee has a check. The whistle is imminent here. And even with 10 on the field, Everton have managed to hold on. Van Avermaet chasing away, tracked by Fisk. Everton rule at Anfield again. They have done it. What an afternoon for Brian Sorensen and his team. Liverpool's 6-year wait for a Barclays Women's Super League win against their closest rivals. Well, that goes on. And in the Merseyside derby, blue is the colour again. It finishes Liverpool 0, Everton 2.